guys, I just feel like doing a little bit of drag tonight, so let's take a journey. I just switched things around a little bit, so I just realized I was like looking over here, but I need to look over here. So if you see me looking off in like a weird direction, it's just because I'm trying to get my bearings. I have only used this palette once before, and when I got it, I was like, oh, I'm going to use this all the time. This is an amazing palette, and I've used it once. Hi, I've used it once, and that is the Jeffree Star Cremated palette. So, let's do something with that. And the thing that I'm really excited about is I got my Trixie Cosmetics Back to the Fuschia blush. I cover up the mirror so you guys don't get blinded with the light's reflection. So you've got these. It'll go really good with the cremated palette. I'm totally into double primers. So I'm using the Morphe Priming Beauty Oil with Max Prep and Prime Skin Base. Oh, I do have some stuff. These Lumify drops. These are eye whitening drops. And it's not Visine. Like, it doesn't reduce like red eye per se. They're brightening drops. So my eyes are kind of, they're not like as white as they used to be. So boom. Boom. Burns a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't burn. It's fine. They're eye drops. So in about 5 minutes, I'll probably forget to show you guys. So keep an eye out for my eyes in about 5 minutes, and you'll see them. They'll get like really bright and sparkly looking. It's called Lumify from Bausch & Lomb, and I think you can find it over the counter. I got this at my doctor's office. But yeah, Lumify, go look for it. It's online anyway. Max Prep and Prime highlighter in Peach Luster. And you're like, what? A highlighter for a beard cover? Why, yes, because this is meant for deeper skin tones, so it has an orange base to it, which the orange undertone is what you're using in a beard cover to neutralize the blue shadow left behind by the whiskers, okay, the whiskers underneath the surface of the skin. This is like quick drag makeup. I'm not doing like each individual section and then blending. I'm just going to kind of do a quick layer job to get everything down. So if you need to do a quick makeup and you're like, what do I do? Follow these steps. Bada boom, bada bing. Take your clean fingers and just blend. Get into those little nooks and crannies. Don't fuck around with a brush if you're in a rush. Don't fuck around with a brush if you're in a rush. Use your fingers. Clean fingers. Clean fingers are really great blending tools. Seriously. Let's contour. This is the Morphe effect number 15. This is like the contouring effect stick. What is this? Dimension effect contour stick and effect number 15. I'm just gonna just direct everything over to that side, so we'll just be straight for the rest of this video. Let's not get too crazy. Okay, so I do want to do something a little bit different. Let me like kind of do this while I talk, because I've proven to do that so well, right? Arch it. Yeah, okay, and let's bring the chin in a little bit. I don't think I do like enough with the chin, to be honest with you. Now, I do want to do something a little different with my cheekbones today. Let's just try this. So normally I kind of come in like this. I want to try to steepen the angle a little bit and see if I can get my angle of my face from like this to just like a little bit more like this. Let's just see what happens. So rather than coming in like here, I'm going to come in like from the sideburn, and instead of coming in, I'm going to come a little bit more at like a 45-degree angle. I use almost all 99% Real Techniques brushes. I have some brushes that aren't Real Techniques, but I don't even think I use those on camera. You don't have to use Real Techniques. You don't even have to use brushes. I will say for me, as much as I love a Beauty Blender or like this Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, when it comes to blending contour, I really like the stippling brush from Real Techniques. This brush really makes quick work of contour, and not in like, oh, you can tell that she rushed it because everything's blended and muddy sort of way, like in an actual like, okay, she did that, so let's go. MAC Prep and Prime highlighter, this time in the color Radiant Rose. Radiant Rose. Radiant Rose. And then remember that little contour we put over here at the very end? Because the stippling brush won't get in there, and it's too, the diameter is too large. It'll push it way too far up. So now that we've got our sponge, you just take it, pop it. Look, it just fits. Look how perfect it just fits right in there. And then you're just gonna boom, 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 boom. And look, she's changed the structure of her eyes. Morphe Filter Effect Finishing Powder in filter number 2. This is the Artist Powder Brush from Real Techniques. So I loved it with my bronzer, but now I'm going to use it with the Filter Effect Finishing Powder in filter number 9, and I'm going to set the contoured areas with this. But I'm using a brush instead of the powder puff, just because I'm working with a darker color here, and I find that the sponge, it's just a little too heavy of a set for me with this darker color. Because I don't, once I set, then that's it. I'm contoured and set. Let's take this down onto the neck and we'll set the makeup all with this darker color here. And then I'm going to take, this is the same stuff, this Filter Effect stuff. This is in filter number 11. I'm using a smaller brush for even that. This is the sculpting brush. This isn't even going to go all the way down as far as the number 9 did. This really is just going to kind of come like right here and just sort of like pop that back of the cheekbone. If you notice the difference in the brushes, this is the lighter color, this is the darker color. So you want to be like tighter and more compact with your darkest color. and use your medium color, or the lighter of the two darker colors, as your foundation and bridge color. You'll also notice that I used this brush with the lighter of the two darker colors like this. So I'm getting a wider sort of band of shadow. And then for the darker guy, I went in not like this again, but like this. So everything was inside of the lighter of the two colors. Now I'm just going to take a big powder brush and I'm just going to buff all of the excess powder off. So let's get into it. Let's do the blush even before we do the eyes. So for this, you know, I like to take the darker color and blend the contour and add some color to the contour, since the contour is just like a flat brown. And then the lighter of the two, which this one doesn't look. This is Cyber Babe. So Moon Boots is just slight, I don't know. I think what happened, hey, Trixie Cosmetics, I think I got two of the same blush. I know that this one says Cyber Babe and Moon Boots, but I think maybe I think one of them is wrong. I think I got two of the same color because these look identical to me. Am I missing something, you guys? Do you see this? I honestly cannot tell the difference between, I mean, you have to take away like the color of the border that they're sitting in, but I can't tell the difference between these two in the palette, and I can't tell the difference between these two in person. www.trixiecosmetics.com. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. As I've already told you, this is not the department for that. I understand. Is there something that I may do to help you? Okay, then, transferring now. There's been a mistake. I am looking at the Back to Fuchsia palette right now, and Moon Boots is supposed to be a light pale pink. Oh, let's see if the other one is. See, this is what they're supposed to look like. Do you see now? Okay, no big deal. Machines make mistakes too. So I will contact Trixie Cosmetics. I knew something was up. So the darker one goes on the cheekbone. The lighter one goes on the apple of the cheek. And then this is the highlighter. This is a Rebel Edge broad brush from Real Techniques. And I'm going right in to that Cyber Babe. For the lighter color of the two, which is Moon Boots, I'm going in with a blush brush. We are going to do some highlighter, but I'm going to wait for the highlighter because I want to put down a little bit of some bake and set powder from Morphe under the eyes. Not too baked because I'm not a baker when it comes to makeup. I just don't like it, but I like doing my foundation before I like doing my eyes. I have done my eyes first, and sometimes I do, whatever. But my preference is to do my foundation makeup first, and then I do my eyes. So I do need something under here to catch that fallout from the eyeshadow. And I used to use translucent powder for that, but like I said, it would make the under eye area look kind of cakey and dried out. So I found this Morphe Bake and Set powder, and it's a brightening pink. So it helps to catch the fallout, and it brightens the under eye area, and it's super finely milled, so I just don't find that it builds up and creates that cakier look. I am going in with Life Insurance. It's just this guy right here. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm going to use this as a base. You can do it with a white or an eyeshadow primer. I just like powders because I like being able to blend all of them together, and I think they play well with each other on my eyelid. But I don't recommend using concealer If you're using bright color, like blue especially, because concealers are yellow based, even if they're a cool undertone, they're gonna have yellow to them to match skin, and yellow and blue make green. So if you've got a yellow concealer on your eyelid as a primer, and then you're putting a blue eyeshadow on top of that, you're gonna get a green eye. So you use the white eyeshadow to set everything, and then you put your colors on top of it, and they stay true to tone and they're more vibrant. I'm gonna use Eulogy. This is like it's a little bit of a darker gray, but it's a warmer gray versus this color Wednesday. This is a cooler gray, and since life insurance is a bit of a warmer gray, I want to stick with that right now. In the mirror, I can see where the light hits and creates. It's hard to see it in the camera, but if you look straight on in your mirror, because I have a mirror right below the camera, so if you look straight on in the mirror and then you tilt your head back until you can see the line that the light naturally creates, and then you're just going to follow that line, but you've got to keep it above that line that you see, or at that line that you see. And what that's doing is it's giving the illusion that my crease is higher than it actually is, and it opens up the eye and gives you a little bit more real estate, we'll call it, to work in this area where you can really lay down some beautiful glitters and sparkle shadows. This is Afterlife. It's got a little shimmer. I think it's kind of like a velvet shadow, which is on the brow bone. I like to use, like I said, it doesn't have to be a shimmery, but I like a shimmer because shimmer, bing, shoots light back. When you want to highlight something, you want it to look bigger or wider or more forward set than it really is. So when you're using a highlight color, if you're using something that's light, it shoots that light out. And then with darker colors, you want them to be cooler toned because cool tones absorb light. And when you're creating you're doing contour, you're basically creating a shadow. So I like to use matte colors for the crease because I'm creating shadow. I like to use shimmer colors most of the time for the brow bone to really get it to pop out, to create more of that cut crease look. And then on the inside, I either do a smoky eye, or I'll bring the outside corners of the shadow, sweep it in, and then just do a little sweep of like a glitter on the inside corner. Going into Afterlife, I'm just gonna put this on the brow bone, and I'm not like again like with the stippling brush. I'm just like tickling my skin with the brush. Does that make sense? See, and it just like shing. The darkest color next to the black, that's not a shimmer, so it's this guy right here. This is the darkest gray next to the black. I just don't want the black in the crease for this because I think it's going to overpower it. And this one's Gravedigger. So this is going at the very bottom where we actually kind of saw that line before. So this is going to go in there, and you're just creating that line. Don't go past the inside of the eyebrow. Now, I'm going to take my eyebrow and extend it a little bit further, but that doesn't mean that I want my eyeshadow to meet that. So don't go further than I'd say where your natural brow is. And you want to make sure that you're not going down onto the mobile part of the lid, because then that's going to drop your crease down and make your eye look smaller. Can you hear the birds chirping? Actually, I accidentally left the window that's opposite of me on this side open, and you can actually see the sun's reflection right here. And the window's open, the birds are chirping, and it's just this wonderful moment, especially after the year we've all had. It's just really nice to hear nature and to see it and to feel it working. Oh, I'm gonna blend. MAC Dazzle Shadow Liquid, and this is in the color Every Day is Sunshine. Just like the lighter color we did on the brow bone, now we're going to do a lighter color on the mobile part of the lid, and that's going to make this look even tighter and more like a crease, and then it's going to make the eyelids look even bigger because now we're putting this like super reflective color onto the eyelids. So I'm painting this on the inside, going up to that line and then just carrying it through. And you don't have to go all the way to the outside because we're going to put a little bit of shadow there to finish off the look. Diamond ashes. I don't think that you get ashes from diamonds. I'm just going to tap those diamond ashes right in to that Dazzle Shadow liquid. Really concentrating on the inside corner of the eye where I want it to be really open, because we're going to, again, put a darker shadow on the outside corner to finish the look. This is called Solemnly Swear. And I'm just going to tap that color into the lower part of the lid on the outside corner up to, but not past the crease. And then I just want to swipe it over to blend it towards the lashes. Or next to, like parallel to the lash line. Don't do it up here and cover up all that work. Do it down here. And then just kind of like sweep over to create a nice, soft, blended line. See? And it just pulls everything up. Pulls it up. Going in with that same color, Solemnly Swear, for the underneath with the angle brush. I just noticed it, which reminded me. And I did forget, like I said, to show you guys how white my eyes are and how well that Lumify works. I mean, they're not just white, but they're bright. And I don't have any contacts in right now. These are just my natural eyes. So, okay, so now that all of that's done, let's go ahead and get rid of the Bacon Set powder and we'll finish the look here. Going back into the Trixie Mattel palette with the hologram highlighter. And let's just create that high point on the cheek there. This is a really, really soft highlighter. So I'm gonna grab my Miracle finishing sponge, which is good for blush and highlighting. And I'm just gonna give it a couple taps into there. And then let's dab it on and see. There we go. Let's put a little bit here. And then I like on the tip of the nose and Cupid's bow. Blend and buff. Blended buff. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set everything, this with the Morphe Jeffree Star setting spray. Set and refresh mist. Because I feel like anything after this point, you don't really need to set. You don't need to set like lip gloss or mascara, eyelash glue. And sometimes I feel like wetting the face after you've done those things can actually make them bleed. Not to say that I don't do it, but when I remember to do everything the right way, I get good results, huh? Okay, brows. I want to keep brows fairly simple. I'm going to keep brows fairly simple, and I'm going in with the MAC Shape and Shade Brow Tint, and this is in the color Spiked. I'm going to use this little guy just to kind of darken my hair, my natural eyebrow hairs for the base. The base, the base, I'm all about the base. How many times do we have to hear that song? It's just hard when there's so much shitty music out there. You get one good song and it's like, oh, I gotta listen to this for the next 5 years. Okay, here we go. If you guys need some like tips or tricks on how to do your brows at home, I do have on my Instagram feed, you have to scroll back to last year or down to last year, but I do have a brow shaping video because I was doing all these like quarantine, like home beauty quarantine videos, because during the first shutdown, I mean, people were scared and panicked, and we really were kind of, I think, for the most part, playing by the rules until we decided that the rules weren't good for us anymore, which is generally the case, right? Okay, now the other side of this has a little felt tippy pen thingy. So I'm going to use that just to create little hairline strokes for dimension and a more realistic brow, and to further perfect the shape. But I'm going to work hard to keep these inside my natural brow line with the enhancement I've created with the shadow prior to this step with this little pen guy. Try to give you guys a little bit of a different shape today. I try to play up different parts of my eyebrow because I don't want to do the same eyebrow every time, although my eyebrows are similar, especially because I don't block them out every time I do my makeup. I use my natural shape a lot because, well, I lost a lot of my eyebrow and then had it microbladed, so I can cover up a lot of what you see as my eyebrow with just makeup on the tail portion. So one day maybe I want to play up the arch and make it like really thick and square and sort of like Linda Evangelista brow, and then sometimes I want almost no brow, and then other times I just will slightly tweak the shape of my brow, and then other times I'll just I'll take it to the max, and then sometimes I do block out my brows and draw them back in. Or what's really fun are those eyebrow stencils, those lace front or not stencils, the lace front eyebrows. Activia. Do you guys ever just have like a random thing just like pop into your brain out of nowhere? There, I'm going to stop there. Just wanted to get it as good as I could because I don't want people to stare. Okay, so at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some mascara. I'm going to curl my lashes and pop on some false eyelashes, grab some hair, and then I'll be right back to finish the look with lips. Okay, bye for now. Okay, guys, I'm back. Did my lashes, grabbed some hair. I'm just putting that on right now. I'm gonna grab my edge saver here. And then I just grabbed like whatever wig was just first in the line here because dinner's ready. So I have to go eat the delicious meal that my husband made for me while I was up here making myself pretty. I'll clean it up for that final shot for you guys. For the lips, I'm going to use Runway Rogue lip pencil in the color Strut. Lip blur brush. These are discontinued. I also have the lip smudge brushes, which are Real Techniques new lip brushes. They discontinued the lip blur brush, which was good for lip liner, and then their regular lip brush, which was good for lipstick. And now that you just have this one guy, which is actually a really good brush. I like this one though, and I'm holding on to it. Again, with this one, you might be able to find it on like eBay or like a secondary, like a shop that sells discontinued stuff. It creates more of a diffused sort of blurred line, so it's not so like just harsh, I guess is the word. Let's see the difference here. I'll do this side too. So it just, I don't know, I don't know, this brush just does something really great when you want that like diffused lip line, so you really can't see where my natural lip line is in this mix. Now on top of this, I am going to use, that came out with the Back to Fuchsia collection. This is the Synth lip gloss. And I'm just going to put that right, the Trixie Cosmetics Synth lip gloss. And I'm just going to put this right over the Strut lip pencil. And it is very pigmented, but it is a lip gloss and not a liquid lipstick. This kind of level of intensity is generally reserved for liquid lipsticks. Yeah, so it's sorry guys, let's wrap it up. This gloss that's just like, it's a gloss, but it's a really super pigmented gloss. And I love the color, and I think that it works really great with the cooler undertones of the cremated palette. I know I use some warmer like Heather and French grays, but for the most part, it's still very, very like cool toned look. So or maybe I could just, oh, what if I do like a headband look? So I'm pulling this back to give me some room to put this on. Oh, that works. I think this works. I think I should like, should I stick with this? I can't hear your answers right now because this is actually happening before you're seeing this. In case you didn't know. It's late. I've had a long day. It's only Wednesday. I've had a very long week already. Okay, so I like this sort of like makeshift fall look out of the wig. I think this looks much better. Love the Synth lip gloss. happy to be using my cremated palette again. And the star of the show, actually, I think the star of the show is this Synth lip gloss by Trixie Cosmetics. I think this is the star of this show. And then the supporting player is the Back to the Fuschia blush. Make sure these sideburns are covered up because I don't want to look freaky when I'm not in drag. Oh, but that's what the airbrush button's for, right? All right, guys, this is it. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Appreciate it. I'm in a really great mood now, and I'm really loving these Trixie Cosmetics, but see, it's not liquid lipstick. It comes right off, so be careful. Especially with your teeth. You gotta hold it high. I am seriously losing my mind at this point, guys, but look how white my eyes are. So good, right? Look at these are all my contact lenses. And they're not like wildly crazy contact lenses, but I mean, my eyes are so, they're like greenish hazel anyway. So I don't really, there's not a whole lot I have to do to change them. But sometimes I just like a little bit wider of a diameter if I'm doing a really strong eye. Sometimes I just want more of a rim or an outline if I'm doing like a really heavy makeup look and I don't want my eyes to get lost. Sometimes I just use like a little enhancer that gives my own eyes just a little bit more of a like a push or a reflection of light, so that when the photos go off, there's like something in the lenses that captures the light and really illuminates the eyes. I've got a couple brown ones. I don't know why I think a lot of people always hated like brown eyes. It's like, oh, we want blue eyes, all right? It's like that no fat, no femme, no Asian. It's like flip my hair like a lady. Oh, by the way, I have 2 pairs of Ardell 253. Yes, Ardell 253 lashes. These guys right here. So they're like smaller versions of 301s. And I just stacked 2 of those up. And those are my lashes for today. And this eye is just giving me problems. This eye always gives me problems. I have funky eyelashes on this eye. I damaged the eyelashes. And they grow back all kink. And so the lashes never sit on this eye like they do on this eye. But I also feel like this is my better side anyway. This side, it's like a little bit more lifted and open, and this side I feel like kind of just like a couple millimeters sits lower, but I mean, we're all just 2 halves fused together anyway, right? And if you don't believe me, feel that seam on the top of your roof of your mouth. It's where they stitched you together. Well, this has certainly been an unexpected video for me, and hopefully a pleasantly unexpected video for you. I don't know. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you can help me build my channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, I would really appreciate that. Keep an eye out over the next few weeks for some giveaway videos. And I will see you in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye. Anybody